Hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley. And for the next hour or so, we are going to be looking at and practicing how to make suggestions and give advice in English in a polite way, in a socially acceptable way, I guess you could say. Um, We'll be doing a couple exercises and then a little kind of role play, trying it out, given some specific circumstances. Okay, that's the plan. So let me welcome students to the class. Hello, Lena. How are you today?
Hello, hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Great. All right. Welcome to the class. Also, hello, Hussein again. Hi, Hussein.
Nice to see you again.
Welcome back. And hello to Vienna.
Hi.
Hi, Vienna. Okay, Vienna, where are you from, if I may ask?
Yeah, I'm from Honduras.
Honduras. Cool. Okay, now, all right.
And Oakley, hello,
You have,
Oakley. I didn't
Hello.
say.
what's that?
I'm
Oh,
Lena. I didn't say you hello. Hello.
oh, hi. Oh, hi. Yeah. Okay. Hi.
Vienna said instead me.
Oh, okay. Vienna, Lena. They rhyme.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got
I'm sorry.
confused. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
Okay. Whoopsie. Sorry, yeah, a little confused there. Okay, I have a question for Vienna, and it's a question about your dog. The picture of your avatar here.
My little dog.
Little dog? Is it a little dog or a big
Yeah,
dog?
it's my dog. No, it's small dog. Small.
Okay.
But the picture is very close.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought it was a big dog. I thought it was. I was going to ask you, is this an Airedale, which are those really huge dogs, or is this a tiny
No,
dog? Is it a Scottish Terrier? Is that what it is? Is it a terrier?
it's tiny.
Okay.
Schnauzer.
Schnauzer. It's a
Mini
Schnauzer.
Schnauzer.
Oh,
Schnauzer.
related terriers. Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you. I'm sorry about the confusion, Lena. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let me. In the meantime, a whole bunch of folks jumped into the class. Mustafa's back with us. Hey there, Mustafa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks. Okay. Heidi is with us today. Hello, Heidi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again. Dang, are you? How's your microphone, Dang? Uh-oh. Dang. Again, I can't hear you. You had it working for a while last class. Anyway, do what you got to do and give me a shout out whenever you get your microphone working, so I know that it's working. Okay, Dang. And Saiban. Hi, Saiban.
Hey, teacher. It's good to see you, teacher.
Good to see you. Saiban who never sleeps.
Oh yeah, it's midnight right now, and I'm planning to stay up with you until till the 4 a.m.
How are you?
And can you
Okay.
imagine? Can you imagine? I work out 3 hours, and after that, I go to play soccer for 3 hours. So a total 6. And so my body it's whole sore. My body is whole. I'm really terrible. I'm on my bed right now in my room, and I am really exhausted. I'm really tired. But I will take the classes.
Okay. Exhausted. Okay.
Exhausted. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. I'm really
Well,
exhausted.
this class is going to be about making suggestions and advice, so
Okay.
maybe you should take it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
That is one
Yeah.
way to give advice. Or there we go.
Yes.
Thing up. All right. Let me also welcome Anna Christina. Hello. How are you today?
Hello, Oakley. I am fine, thank you. And you?
Great. I'm doing well. Thank you. Okay. Let's. I'm going to do a screen share with you guys, and we're going to look at. We're going to do a couple exercises first. Familiarize ourselves with some of the phrasing we use when we make suggestions or give advice, and talk about other ones that are not in my material as well, and see what other things you guys can come up with, and then we'll try some very practical. We'll be doing some giving advice and making suggestions. All right, so to start off with, we'll start off nice and easy here. Lena, that is Lena. Not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you, yeah. Okay, do me a favor and read the sentence or sentences, and then talk to me about what is the actual phrase you're using to introduce, what is the signal phrase or kind of the transitional you're using to kind of announce that you're giving advice or making a suggestion. Okay, go ahead.
Let's go to the park today. It looks really nice outside.
Okay.
I use this phrase when I want to invite my children to go to the park.
Okay. This is very direct. Okay, and this is the place in English where we use let's. Okay, so this is the kind of the phrase that's introducing the suggestion, right? Very direct. As Lena said, for example, okay, with her children. Of course, you're very direct with your children and your family. You don't have to be too fancy and polite. Okay, so very direct suggestion. Let's do whatever. Let's verb. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Hussein, how about number 2? Can you read this one?
It's just an idea, but what about buying a Samsung instead of an iPhone?
Okay. And here we're using a more polite signal phrase or transitional. Hussein, which is? What is the transitional here we're looking at? The signal phrase.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. It's here. It's just an idea. Okay. And previously it's let. Okay. Just an idea. All right. We say this when we want to. We don't want to be too pushy. It's a polite way to make a suggestion or give advice. It also kind of, I don't know, insulates or protects the speaker. If the listener wants to reject the idea, okay, fine. In fact, we will actually use this exact phrase if the person, for example, Hussein, if I said, well, I can't stand Samsung. I don't want a Samsung. They stink. If I say kind of angrily to you, if I reject your suggestion or your advice in an aggressive way, you might reply, okay, Oakley, it's just an idea. Okay. We also use this not only to introduce a suggestion or advice, but also sometimes as a reply to protect ourselves, or as a response to a rejection. A response to a rejection. Okay, it's just an idea. All right, don't take it too seriously.
Understand.
Okay, very good. Okay, moving on. Vienna, number 3 here.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't we work on the project together?
Okay. Obviously, can I make a suggestion? Is one, there's actually 2 kind of signal phrases here. Okay, the other one, what is the other one here, Vienna?
Why don't we work?
Yes. Why don't I get you a cup of coffee? Why don't you buy a Samsung phone? Why don't you whatever? Okay. Why don't whatever is very direct. So to make it more indirect and polite, we use this. Can I make a suggestion? Now this is very indirect. Okay. If you take this question very literally, can I make a suggestion? Yes, you can. No, you can't. It's not the suggestion itself, right? You're using this as a way of being very indirect. In English speaking, indirect speaking is more polite, basically. For example, Vienna, how would you ask? It's very similar to this situation. If you see a stranger on the street, Vienna, how would you ask for the time, for example, or for directions, maybe?
Can you give me the hour?
Can you give me the hour? Okay. All right. Can you tell me what time it is? Yes, that's it. But that's the idea. Very indirect. The literal answer to that is yes, I can tell you the time, or no, I cannot. But really, what you really want is the time. A direct question would be, what time is it? Also, Vienna, I have to add here that for English speakers, I know this is very common in other languages. Can you give me the hour? English speakers never do that. Can you tell me what hour it is? We don't say it like that in English. We say, what time is it? Or can you give me the time, or what time do you have, or whatever, but never hour. Okay. All right. Okay, let's carry on looking at the next one. Mustafa, number 4 here.
4. Shall we share a taxi? A taxi. It would save us both some money.
Okay. All right.
Shall we share a taxi?
Yes, and the use of shall here. Okay. Which interesting word, shall. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, like, teacher, maybe when we start with modal verb, we would be more polite, right? We would be more polite.
Well,
could you, can you, may I?
May, of course, even more polite than can or could. Okay. Yes, may is may I go to the bathroom instead of can I go to the bathroom. You're absolutely right. Modals are used for polite, varying degrees of politeness, you know. May is definitely more polite than can, to ask permission, for example. Right, so shall is a modal. You're absolutely right. You put it in the right category. That can be used to show to ask permission, for permission or obligation, or to make suggestions. Yes, you could, for example, as Mustafa, as you say, you could say, could we share a taxi? Or can we share a taxi? Can we share a taxi? Rather, which is much more direct. Shall is very polite. More polite. So modals have, to answer your question, Mustafa, modals have different degrees of politeness,
Okay.
depending on the modal you use.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, of course, there's variations on there. I have an idea. Okay. Can I give you some advice? Okay. There's definitely, and shall could be, can we, more direct. Can we share a taxi? Okay. So we have lots of other variations. To sort of introduce the idea. Notice that these sort of introducing remarks are very clearly at the beginning of the sentence or the beginning of the question. We're introducing the idea, we're going to make a suggestion or give some advice. Open question for the class. Can anybody think of some other signal phrases or ways that we start to offer advice or make a suggestion? Totally open question for anybody. Lena, you have one?
Could. We didn't use
Sure.
it.
Sure. Could. Okay.
And maybe should, but it's not maybe polite. Not.
Well, okay. Let's see. Let's make sentences. Could we go to the park? Okay. It means that. Now remember when we use could. What we're really asking here, shall we go to the park? Do you want to or not? Could we go to the park? What you're really asking is this an option? Is this possible? So it is kind of making a suggestion, but it's a very, it is very polite because the person could absolutely say, no, we can't do that. It's raining. Or whatever. Okay. What is the other thing you said? I'm sorry?
Should.
Should.
Should I give you advice? No, maybe.
Should I give you advice? Well, that is very. Well, that is okay. You're being very delicate. Should I give you advice? I think you'd be more likely to say. I think a more common one would be, you could say that, all right, it's not crazy to say that, should I give you advice? But more often than not, an English speaker would more likely say, can I give you some advice? You would ask permission to give the advice. More common, Lena. This is a much more common way to go about doing this. Instead of saying, should I give you advice? Much more common to say, can I give you some advice?
May I?
Or may I? Yeah, can I, may I? May I, again, slightly more polite. Yeah, may I give you some advice? Very similar to can I make a suggestion? Can I give you, may I make a suggestion? Same idea. Okay. Quick shout out, hello and howdy to Ken. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay. Can anybody in class think of any other possibilities?
Maybe we share a taxi. Maybe.
Ah, okay, very good. Yes, very good. Maybe, right, I said that to Saiban near the beginning of class. Maybe you should take it easy. Maybe whatever. Yeah. Okay, and even in conjunction, maybe you should, or even could. Okay. maybe you could take it a little bit easier. You wouldn't be so tired. Maybe you should take it easier. We could use should or could here. You know, should as a modal is basically that's the purpose, is to make suggestions or give advice. So it's a little weird, Lena. Going back to your should I give you advice is a little strange. It's like you're asking for advice about giving advice. All right. Can you advise me if I should give you advice or not? Is basically what you're saying. So it's a little odd. Again, and much more common to say, may I ask for permission?
But by the way, teacher, talking about maybe, I think it's like filler here, like probably, possibly. It's not like part of suggestion. Suggestion began you could or you should, as you can, as you want.
Okay, that's a very good point. You could also use other adverbs here. Possibly you could.
Probably.
Or even probably. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, absolutely. And it makes it slightly more polite.
How about?
Ah, good one.
How about the sharing?
Ah, that's a good one. All right. Very good. How about sharing a taxi, for example? That's a good one. Okay.
Would be, maybe, would be. Would be.
Would we?
Yes, would be.
Yeah. Like what? Can you give me an example?
Would be sharing a taxi.
Would we share a taxi? See, that's kind of strange, Hussein, because we use would to talk about a hypothetical future.
Would you like? Is it possible?
There you go. Okay, that's better. There you go. There you go. Would you like to share a taxi? Okay, which would be very polite. You know, giving the person an option to say yes or no. Would you like to share a taxi? Okay, that's good. Right. There you go. So yeah, we can use would. Okay.
Teacher, I just wanna ask you a question. Like, if I say like, if I can say, do you mind? So in this case, like, I'm asking for a permission or for a suggestion. In my opinion, asking for a permission. Do you mind doing my job?
Oh yeah. Okay. You might often, not necessary, but often co-located with try to make it more polite. So, okay, you might try taking a dance class to lose weight, for example, like that.
Yeah, but sorry, if I say, do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind?
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a way to make a suggestion. Do you mind? Wait. Okay. Do you mind what? Sharing a taxi?
No. Do you mind? Yeah, sharing a taxi. Do you mind having that? Answer my question, for example. Doing my job, something like that.
Okay. 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 Do you mind answering my question? Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of making a suggestion. Do you mind sharing a taxi? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's another alternative way to make a suggestion. Okay. That's a weird one in a way. You're kind of asking permission at the same time that you're making a suggestion, but I suppose. Okay, it could be used. In other words, do you mind could be used. Do you mind closing the window? Could be used as a command. Right. So we can use it for different things, I guess. But I guess, do you mind sharing a taxi? We could. Okay, that would. Could be asking for permission. It could be making a suggestion, I suppose. Okay, I guess that works. It's circumstantially. I guess it would really depend on the circumstances. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. We'll probably run into some other ideas. Let's see if we can match the beginnings and endings to make replies for accepting. Okay. So these are mixed up. Oopsie. Get rid of that. Okay, these are mixed up. So these endings over here don't necessarily go with the so now we're talking about replies for accepting a suggestion. You like the suggestion. All right. So these sentences are mixed up. Pardon me. Heidi.
Hmm?
What makes sense here? Right, I see.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, very good. Okay, let's cut that one and throw it over there. Right. I see what you mean. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Dang, are you audible? Dang, are you there? Dang, no. Dang once, dang twice, dang. Nope, I guess not. Saiban, can you, what matches with, okay, let's...
Okay, teacher. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Which,
okay. Let's what worth trying? What?
Let's...
Okay.
No.
Let's what worth?
No.
Let's see. See. Also.
No. The idea is that one of these phrases will fit. Be a good idea, do that, or worth trying. They're scrambled.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So which matches? Be a good idea, do that, or worth trying. You don't need to add any words.
Okay. I think. Okay, let's do that.
That's it.
Okay, let us do that. Yeah, that's I can. Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's do that. All right. Do you want to go to? Let's go to the park. Okay, let's do that. Sure. Okay. Very good. Anna, Christina, number 7.
Yes, I think that goal. That goal.
Sorry? Sorry, I lost you there for a second. I think that would what?
I think that will make me a suggestion.
Okay. No. Again, these are we're replies that show you're accepting a suggestion. All we're doing is which would fit on the end here. Be a good idea or worth trying. Which one is grammatically correct? Okay. You don't have to add anything or make anything up. Just which is better. Be a good idea or worth trying.
Okay.
So which makes sense? It's 50-50. I think that would be a good idea, or I think that would worth trying.
I think that would be a good idea.
Be a good idea? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to be grammatically correct. The 7 and 8 are very, very similar. I think that would be a good idea. I think that would be worth trying. Okay, that's it. Okay, so simple phrases to accept a suggestion. That's it. Now, same idea here, but these are replies that we would use to reject a suggestion. Again, these are scrambled. The answers are mixed up. So what ending would make the most sense? Ken, number 9.
I can number 9. That sounds like a good idea, but I blank think so. I don't think so.
No. Don't worry about these are scrambled, okay? It doesn't belong there. Which phrase here? I'll try to make it easier for you guys. Which phrase highlighted in yellow would match?
Okay, but I think sounds okay. I about that it needs verb, so
Yeah, that doesn't work. But I about that, to be honest, does not work.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's but is maybe more. I don't think so. It's better. Sounds better because of but. In this
okay, down here. All right. Just going to take this and put it here, but I don't think it would work.
Okay.
See, it's just they're just scrambled here. So, okay, that's the idea. That's it. That sounds like a good idea, but I don't think it would work. Okay. A note about this particular approach to rejecting a suggestion or an idea. This is called a conciliatory remark. What that means is that you concede a point here. Okay. You concede that something. Okay, we do this. We make a consolation. So, for example, which is better, dogs or cats? Well, although cats are very friendly and relaxing when they purr on your lap, okay, cats are good. I prefer dogs because they are more loyal. Okay, I'm making a conciliatory remark. I'm making a concession. So, in order to be polite and not hurt the other person's feelings, when we reject advice, we may say something positive about it and then say, I'm not doing it. Well, that sounds like a good idea, but I don't think it's going to work for me. You might, very common, I don't think it would work for me. It would work for other people. It's good advice, but not for me. In other words, you're trying to be very polite and rejecting someone's idea. Okay, this is a very common strategy, if I could say that, for rejecting advice. We don't want to hurt the person's feelings. Okay, Lena, which of the highlighted phrases is going to match number 10?
Okay, I can see 1 or 2 problems with that idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, yes, this is a very common, the whole phrase is just very common. Absolutely. I can see 1 or 2 problems with that idea. Okay. Just, all right. Nothing to be said there. It's just a very common expression. Hussein, number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you?
Do you think so?
Okay. All right. Now, this is an interesting one. An answer to some advice or to a suggestion. Often, whereas the first one, you're making a consolation, you're trying to spare the other person's feelings. This one can also often be very, very sarcastic and cynical. Really? Do you think so? That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. This is very, okay. You're not really saying if you're taking the advice or you're going to do the suggestion or not. It's very neutral, so it really depends on your intonation. Do you think so? I'll think about it. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it mean really? Do you think
Well,
so?
yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, yes, it could be. It could be, okay, now this is very neutral and it depends on how you're saying it. It depends on your intonation when you say it. Yes, it could mean that you're surprised. You can't believe the person's giving you this advice. Do you think so? In which case you would have high, low, ending high intonation. Do you think so? What in the world? What are you doing? Do you think so? You're incredulous. You can't believe what the person is saying. Maybe. That could be a response. Are you crazy? Exactly. Could have that meaning. It depends on the intonation. Maybe you mean you need to think about it longer. Do you think so? I'm not sure. I'm going to think about it. It could be used like that to show that you're indecisive. It could be used sarcastically because you think the person giving you the advice is an idiot. Do you think so? Really? Uh-huh. In which case you may not even answer them. You may just ignore them and walk away. Totally.
It's not polite, yes?
It could
not polite.
be. Well, showing your, well, the middle one, the one I said where you're perhaps undecided, that would be okay. Do you think so? I'm not sure. Okay, that's not really impolite. Obviously, if you're being sarcastic, yeah, that's impolite. If you're being incredulous, are you crazy? Do you think so? Yeah, that can definitely be impolite as well. So again, depends on your intonation when you're saying this. So you have to be careful. It's not what you're saying with number 11. It's how you're saying it. Okay, and the last one is obviously, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest. Again, showing indecisiveness. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, you're not really rejecting or accepting. It's okay. Maybe you're rejecting, but you don't want to forcefully, aggressively reject, so you're sort of wishy-washy, neutral about it. You know, you could say this and mean that you're really not sure. You haven't decided. Or you could say it just because you want to be nice and you know you're not going to follow the advice or take the suggestion. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's talk about some actual situations. What would you suggest? You guys are going to practice now giving a suggestion. Okay. Okay, Vienna, starting with you. Well, can you read this for me, first of all?
It's midnight on Saturday night, and your neighbor are having a really loud party next door. Your roommate has a job interview first thing the next morning. What would you suggest they do?
Okay. Okay, they here is the neighbors. Okay. All right, Vienna. What are you going to say to your neighbors that are having a really loud party next door? It's Saturday night. Midnight on Saturday night. It's a weekend.
Yes.
But your crazy roommate has a job interview Sunday morning. Who does that? Anyway. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
What would you say to the neighbors?
I say maybe they talk with your neighbor and
Yeah, well,
and try to understand.
okay.
Maybe okay.
You're explaining to me what you would do. I want you to tell me exactly the words you would use. So going back to, okay, maybe possibly using some of these phrases.
Yes.
Okay, how about you might try, do you mind, it's just an idea, or would you say it politely? Can I make a suggestion? Would you say it directly? Can you do something? Okay. What would you say, really?
I say, let's go to talk. Let's go to talk to the neighbor.
Okay, you're giving your roommate advice. Yes, but the question here is, what would you suggest they do? Your roommate being one person, I suppose they must refer to the neighbors.
Okay. Yeah.
So. Hello.
What would you suggest? They do the neighbors having a really low party, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not having a low party. Maybe go to a discotheque or another place.
Okay. All right. Let me try someone else. Mustafa.
Okay.
What I want is, what exactly would you say?
I
knock,
don't know.
Knock. I open the door. You hear the music. I'm standing at the door. I'm the neighbor.
Okay.
What are you going to? Yeah. What do you want?
Oh. May I ask you to turn down the volume?
What? I can't hear you.
Would you mind if you turn down the volume?
Okay. Would you mind turning down the volume? With this phrase, would you mind, by the way, would you mind sharing a taxi? Would you mind? You need a gerund. You need an ing form of the verb. So, would you mind turning down the volume?
Okay. All I can say, just an idea. Can you stop running that music?
You could, but that's that's not very forceful. Just an idea, but maybe you could think about turning down the music. But of course, you know, are they really going to turn down the music?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me ask somebody else. Heidi, what would you do if in this situation? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Come on into the party. We're great. You want to party with us?
Oh, really? It seems very fun.
Yeah. We've got Jello shots, and we're having a dancing contest, a pole dancing contest.
But can I ask some your favor?
Ah, good one. Yeah, sure. Anything. What can I do for you?
Actually, my friend need to have interview tomorrow, so she need to sleep well. Please turn down the volume.
Okay.
Is it
all
okay?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Is it okay if I keep up the volume for another 15 minutes while we finish the dance contest?
15 minutes. How about the 20 minutes?
Oh, that's great. Thanks. Do you want to take a turn in the dance contest?
Okay.
Okay.
Please invite me next time.
All right. Very good. Okay, okay, I like that one. Okay, that would be very good. If you're in America, Heidi, you could get away with this. People would probably respect your wishes. All right. Can I ask you a favor? And then explain the situation. Okay. This would actually be effective in real life. Okay. And this is frankly how you talk to neighbors in America. Can I ask you a favor? Can I borrow a hammer? I need to fix my window. It's getting very cold. Yeah. Very good. Very practical. Very realistic. Okay. I like that. I don't think we can do better than that. All right, let's look at another situation. Dang is gone. Saiban is gone as well. Anna Christina. Okay, can you read this one?
One of your best friend's boyfriends has just told your sister that he really likes her and wants to go out with her. She also really likes him, but she already has a boyfriend. What do you suggest she does?
Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. Uh-oh. Anna, Christina, what are you going to suggest? This is complicated.
Yes, it's a complicated situation.
Yes, it is. Well, you might even say this. I realize it's a complicated situation. Okay.
Maybe I tell, can I make a suggestion?
Okay. All right. We're off to a good start. All right. Sure. Okay. Can I make a suggestion? Very good.
You should think better about go out with her because she is engaged with a man.
Okay. Wait a minute. First of all, I didn't. Okay. Could you repeat that? Sorry. I didn't catch it all. First of all, it's not really engaged or boyfriends. Boyfriend and girlfriend does not mean engaged.
No,
engaged,
it's the same. Okay.
Yeah, well, not for Americans or Brits or Australians. You can be boyfriend, girlfriend, and not be engaged. That's for sure.
Yes.
Right. Doesn't necessarily means you have plans to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Anyway. All right. Given that factor, all right. You start off again. Can I make a suggestion? And then what might you say?
You should think about you should think better about to go out with her because she has a boyfriend.
Okay. You should maybe instead of you should think better about, you should think more about. Or when we give advice or suggestions, you should think more carefully. Very common phrase that we common collocation. Think more carefully. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, disembodied voice. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Wendell.
Wendell. Really?
Wendell. E like boy.
Okay. Wembo.
Yes.
Ah, I see. Okay. Hi, Wembo.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Wenbo, okay, welcome to the class. Better late than never, I suppose. Okay, your sister really likes another guy, but she already has a boyfriend.
So,
what would you suggest?
I will suggest her to think very carefully, and she has to make her decision to choose which boy he is gonna be with in the future. And personally, I will tell her to choose the first one. I mean, her current boyfriend.
You would? Why? Okay, I just have to ask.
Okay. She had already had a boyfriend.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me.
I don't have a sister.
Okay. You could advise her to. All right. You're saying I would advise her to. You're talking about it in reported speech. What you would do. That's fine because it helps me make this point. You would advise her to do something. You would suggest to her to. Okay.
Okay.
I want. Okay. You suggest to someone. Advise someone. You got to be careful of that. Okay. Really? All right. What's the big deal? So she goes out with another guy. She has a boyfriend. That's no big deal, is it? Who cares? They're not engaged. They're not married yet. Whatever. You know what I would say? I would say, you know what, sis? Do whatever the heck you want. I don't care. Just don't tell me about it. Don't get me involved. Whatever you do.
Oh.
Good advice.
Yeah, that's my American style advice. Just don't get me involved. Whatever you do.
Keep me away from all of this.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I'd rather be totally in the dark. Okay, let's try one more. Lena. Lena?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's look at this.
A friend urgently needs some money and has decided to sell their TV. Another friend has offered to buy it for $200, and your friend has agreed to sell it to them. Somebody else then offers your friend $300.
Uh-oh. Okay. So what would you say to your friend who is selling the TV?
Okay, my dear friend, I want to suggest you to I want to suggest you to not to sell your TV so fast. Because I know another propositions. It's a good idea to sell it for $300. What do you think about it?
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Let me take a couple points here. Remember, I suggest to you. I want to suggest to you. Remember, not suggest you.
Yes.
Okay. So if you say, I want to suggest to you, or I want to advise you. Okay. I want to suggest to you. You could say, I want to suggest that you do something. I want to suggest to you that you do something. Like that. Okay.
I know a guy who wants to buy it for $300.
Okay, now that's fine. Yeah.
Can you speak with him?
Okay. Can you speak with him? Do you want to talk to him? Okay. All right. And you mentioned that you had. I had another proposition, and that's fine too. Someone else has another proposition. They're offering 300. Okay. And then, I didn't make a note. What was the last thing you said? Oh, the last thing you said, what do you think about it? Yeah, and then, okay, this is very common. You make a suggestion or you give an advice. You try to confirm or get a reaction. You ask for a reaction, positive or negative. What do you think of it? What do you think of that idea? Or so what do you think? In English, it's very common to just say, so what do you think?
So what
Okay.
is
Yeah. So I might say, for example, hey, you might want to hold off because stop. You might want to hold off because somebody else has offered 300. I don't know how desperately you need the money or how close a friend the first friend is, but you know, it's up to you, of course, but you might want to sell it for 300. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think with no object noun? It's very common when we give advice or make suggestions because we know what we're talking about. We don't need to restate it. So it's very common to just ask for some confirmation if they're going to accept or reject your idea. Okay. Anyway, I am starving. It's time for my lunch, so I might want to say goodbye to all you lovely people, and I'll see you next time here on Verbling. Thank you very much. Hope you learned.
Enjoy your
Bye.
lunch.
Thank you.
Bye.